All right, just starting out just with giving you guys some game status updates. We've got 3 players who will be out this weekend: Jordan Addison, Dallas Turner, and then Ivan Pace. Ivan Pace really working through the quad. Got a little bit of an ankle yesterday. Just as much as I know he wants to try to go, we got to be smart and try to keep him in a good spot where hopefully he'll be day-to-day next week. Jordan Addison's in a good place. Feel really good about where he's at. Should be able to have a good chance to go next weekend, and then we'll keep you guys updated on Dallas. I'm sure he'll keep you guys updated as well. Very exciting weekend, Legends weekend. Mr. Bobby Bryant going in the Ring of Honor out here today. Awesome to see him, get him around our team. Just one of my favorite weekends of the year, seeing over 100 former Vikings. We're very, very aware of the great history of this organization, and I always love when I get to face-to-face tell our former players how much they mean to me personally as the head coach of this team, and more importantly, our organization, and everybody from the Wilfs and our ownership all the way down to every last player on our roster. So incredible challenge with the Houston Texans coming in. The more and more you dive into the tape and understand the talent, the toughness, this team's a really good football team with a lot of athleticism, speed, and they play really hard. Much credit to D'Amico. We know the type of challenge we're going to have this weekend.
Who would you look to replace Ivan on Sunday?
We're working through that. What an elevation could look like from a standpoint of our P squad and making sure we just have the right guys up for the game. But we'll let you guys know.
Kevin, when it comes to Stephon Gilmore, he came in here late, but obviously has had a really good start to the season.
Yeah.
So what does that say about just him as a player, that he's been able to not have the whole training camp and still step in the way that he did?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, he's the ability to come in and be in a good enough shape, understand his body over a long career, or what he's really needed to do to be prepared to play, speaks volumes for Steph. And then once he's gotten here, just his ability to handle what we do, how we want to play. He's got some familiarity with the defense, but, Flo is taking this to, a different place in many aspects from maybe what they did together when they were together before. So I just think it speaks to the type of player, his football intelligence, smart, tough, dependable, loves football, and he just so happens to be one of those guys that's done it for a really long time at a high level. So I'm very fortunate to have him on our team.
Did Jordan Addison make much progress this week?
He did. He really did. Yeah, he was able to really progress, but just one of those things, not all the way to the point where we could be 100% confident he wouldn't have a setback of any kind. Jordan's always pushing to go. He's pushing to go last week, but ultimately the most important thing is over the long term of the season, getting him back to a place where he's ready to rock and roll.
Just the one ankle that's bothering him now, or is he still working through?
Yeah, this is just the one that happened on the hip drop tackle against the Giants.
Just as far as Justin goes, what was the week like for him getting back to being ready?
Yeah, he's done a really good job of being completely present and engaged with the plan, having ownership of the plan, and then got some great work in today, and I think he feels really good and ready to roll.
He's off the injury report.
There will be no other players with a designation going into the game. Yeah.
I don't know if you were asked about Cam Akers, and obviously you're going against him this week, but to see him back already as soon as he is.
I love Cam Akers. Got a chance to be around him from really his first day, being an NFL player, coming off an unbelievable career at Florida State. Cam is such a unique person, special person, and talent. But, the deal with the type of adversity he has in his young career, and just never once have you ever heard him feel sorry for himself. Incredibly tough player, both mentally and physically. The Houston Texans having Cam Akers is definitely makes him a player we've got to focus on, regardless of what the depth chart looks like going into the game, because I know exactly what Cam Akers is and what he's capable of, more importantly, on any Sunday in the National Football League. So I am looking forward to seeing him. Got a great relationship with him, care about him tremendously.
was Cam to being back? Because there was one thing that actually had a transaction that he had signed. Clearly, that was not correct. But right before training camp, how close did you get to bringing Cam back here?
Yeah, I think the important thing was, keeping the dialogue going, and there was definitely dialogue because of a lot of the reasons I just talked about of Cam as a player and a person, and the fit he had pre and post injury. And then, he got a great opportunity with a great organization. Really happy for him. And then just watching him, it was pretty cool to just watch him from basically, what was it, the Hall of Fame game on? Is that what it was? Throughout the preseason, just making an impact, and then just carving out what's turned out to be a pretty significant role on their football team.
How much schematic shared traits are there between Bobby Slowik, what he's brought to Houston, and what you see from San Francisco?
Yeah, I think, there's some things based upon, really trying to build around their run game, the concepts they run in the run game. But ultimately, each offense is its own, totally different personnel from a standpoint. I think there are 3 weapons at receiver, depending on the health of that running back room as a whole. And then I think C.J. Stroud allows them to be, I think Brock Purdy's a hell of a player. I think C.J. Stroud is right there as far as young, impactful players at their position that are really driving, top-tier offenses, in my opinion. I think Bobby does a really nice job. I've already talked about Gerard Johnson, and they've got a whole bunch of other really good, talented coaches as well. It's not a surprise knowing D'Amico that he's been able to kind of put it together like that. And, it's going to be a challenge. Offense, defense, and special teams, no question.
D'Amico's teams have been really good at stopping the run, even going back to when he was in San Francisco. Is there something that they do specifically, or is that just the personnel that they have? It seems like that's kind of a strength of his defense.
Yeah, they just, they get guys, they get a roster full of guys that are tough, smart, and love football, and they play really fast and physical. They don't, in many ways, similar to last week, they don't try to overcomplicate it sometimes. Sometimes it's a matter of, a one-man, one-gap, physicality of the defense, being aggressive with the way he calls it, and they have a lot of success with it, and they've just continued to add, Nick and D'Amico, as they put that together, have continued to add impact players all over the place that can really fit with what they're trying to do. I'm just getting comfortable like this, so feel free to ask one more.